Hey, can I ask you something? Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a leg cramp? The kind that just hits out of nowhere? Or maybe you've stepped out of bed in the morning and it feels like your legs have just given up on you? Yeah, I get that. Not just because I'm a doctor, but because I've heard this story so many times from people just like you. So today, I'd love for you to sit down with me for a bit. This isn't going to be a lecture or anything like that, just a soft, honest conversation. Let's talk about 5 simple foods that might quietly change how your body feels every single day. Foods that can help your legs feel stronger, your nights feel calmer, and your steps feel more steady. Because honestly, that's what you deserve. Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a leg cramp? The kind that hits your calf so hard it makes you sit straight up and clutch your leg like something's twisting it from the inside? I've heard that story more times than I can count. From a 52-year-old retired gentleman to a 73-year-old woman who still loves tending her morning garden. And they usually start with the same question. Why am I getting these awful leg cramps, even when I haven't done anything strenuous? And the surprising thing is, the answer isn't always in medication. Sometimes it's right there on your plate, or more accurately, what's missing from it. Picture this with me for a second. A fresh bunch of dark green spinach, just rinsed. To most people, it looks like a little garnish on the side. But inside those little leaves, you've got magnesium, potassium, and calcium, all packed in. These 3 minerals work together like a quiet little orchestra, gently guiding your muscles, not just how to contract, but more importantly, how to relax. Cramps don't usually hit when you're active. They strike when your body is still, when you're asleep or just sitting down. That's when a mineral imbalance or weak muscles start to speak up. And leafy greens, like spinach, kale, collards, they're some of the quiet heroes that help stop those sudden spasms before they even start. I remember one of my former patients, Mary. She was a retired literature teacher, 68 years old. She came to me completely worn out from dealing with night cramps. They were so bad she started sleeping in a chair just so she wouldn't wake her husband. We tried everything, supplements, Epsom salt baths, massages, nothing seemed to work. Then one day, she came back and said, "Doctor, I started drinking kale smoothies every morning. Honestly, it was my granddaughter who made me do it. But after 2 weeks, I finally slept through the night." We laughed, but I knew it wasn't just a coincidence. That was vitamin K doing its thing, along with the antioxidants and minerals found in leafy greens. They boost circulation, feed your muscle tissue, and help your body hold on to the flexibility you thought you'd lost with age. Nobody really talks about this, but poor circulation and low-grade chronic inflammation are 2 of the quiet culprits behind cramps and fatigue in older adults. When your body isn't getting enough vitamin K and antioxidants, and leafy greens are packed with both, it struggles to repair the tiny damage that builds up every day. That's why even a short walk can leave you feeling wiped out, or sitting too long makes your legs go numb. But here's the good news. Just 1 to 2 cups of leafy greens a day gives your body more than just nutrients. It gives it a quiet wave of renewal, a fresh burst of energy for every little muscle fiber, every capillary, every nerve signal that connects your brain to your feet. Worried about the bitterness or digestion issues? Don't be. You don't have to eat them raw. You can lightly steam them, saute with a bit of olive oil, toss them in soup, or blend them into a smoothie with apples or bananas to add some natural sweetness. That's actually how I start my own mornings, with a green smoothie. It keeps me moving, full of life, even in my 60s, while many of my friends have had to slow down due to back pain or fatigue. And I'm not sharing this as a lecture. I'm sharing it as a companion, someone walking this aging journey right alongside you. Because getting older, it's a transition, not a decline. And along that journey, something as simple as a handful of greens can quietly stand guard over your body every day. So next time you're at the grocery store, don't think of kale or spinach as just a side dish. Think of them as nature's multivitamin, a gift for your aging body, a way to live not just longer, but better. Have you tried it yet? Are you ready to give your body a second chance to heal just by adding a bowl of greens to your day? Because I believe, just like Mary believed, and I still do, you will feel the difference. Not just in your legs, but in every step you take and every morning you wake up knowing, today, I'm still strong and I'm still here, fully alive. I want you to picture this. It's a chilly morning, you've just woken up, stretched gently, and then you feel a little twinge in your calf. It's a familiar signal, especially if you've already lived more than half your life. Then you walk into the kitchen, and there it is, sizzling in the pan. A golden, sunny side up egg. But this isn't just breakfast. It's a quiet gift you're giving to your body. I remember once a patient asked me, "Doctor, I'm getting older. Should I still be eating eggs? I'm worried about cholesterol." That's a question I've heard so many times, I honestly lost count. But you know what? Science today is not the science from 30 years ago. Modern research tells us for healthy adults, eating 6 to 7 eggs per week is perfectly safe. And even more importantly, it's incredibly good for your muscles, your nerves, and your mobility as you age. Let me explain this gently. After age 50, our bodies naturally start to lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. And it's not just about feeling weaker. It's about not having enough protein to help those muscles recover. Suddenly, even a short walk leaves you feeling tired. A quick stroll stiffens your legs like tightly wound guitar strings. And then the 2 a.m. cramp hits out of nowhere. That's why I admire the humble egg. Each large egg gives you about 6 grams of high-quality protein, including all 9 essential amino acids. It helps rebuild muscle fibers, nourish soft tissues, and ease the kind of fatigue that creeps in as we get older. But what I love most about eggs? The vitamin B12 in the yolk. Did you know over 20% of Americans over 60 are low in B12, and most don't even know it? And what happens when you're low? Nerve signals get disrupted. Your legs feel cold and tingly. You get cramps that feel like electric shocks, even when you're just sitting still. And your memory starts slipping, like walking into a room and forgetting why you came in. Vitamin B12 helps protect the sheath around your nerves, so messages from your brain can travel smoothly to your muscles. That's why people who are low in B12 often feel numb, get startled easily, or feel like their legs aren't quite connected to the rest of their body. And here's the beautiful part. Eggs don't just help you build muscle, they help your nerves function clearly too. That's a rare combo in natural foods. I remember another patient, George. He was 72, widowed, lived alone, and rarely cooked. He kept getting leg cramps while driving to visit his grandkids. I asked him, "Do you eat eggs?" He gave me a sheepish smile and said, "Not really, I just pour cereal, it's easier." So, we made a simple change. One boiled egg or a sunny side up egg with greens every morning. 3 weeks later, he called me. "No more cramps, doc. And you know what? I feel stronger too." Eggs also give you a little bit of natural vitamin D. Not as much as sunshine or fatty fish, but just enough to be a little beam of light on your breakfast plate, especially if you don't get outside much. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and it strengthens bones and muscles, which is key for balance and for preventing falls. And as you probably know, at our age, one bad fall can change everything. So how do you eat eggs safely? If you have high cholesterol, stick to the egg whites. If you're generally healthy, 6 to 7 eggs a week is ideal. Pair them with leafy greens, low-fat yogurt, or a slice of whole grain toast for a balanced, nutritious breakfast. Eggs aren't expensive. They're easy to find, easy to cook, and most importantly, they carry a kind of healing power that few other foods can match. Now, I'm not saying eggs are some miracle cure, but I do believe this. Starting your day with an egg is a quiet promise to your body. I'm here for you. One egg to keep your muscles strong. One egg to keep your nerves sharp. And one egg as a small commitment to yourself. I will live well. Simple, but complete. I often joke with my patients. tiny seeds more powerful than any supplement. And it's not because they're expensive or fancy like people think. It's because they hold a concentrated mix of nutrients that the aging body needs every single day. Just picture this. In a small handful of almonds, pumpkin seeds, or walnuts, you'll find magnesium, potassium, protein, healthy fats, B vitamins, and antioxidants. That's why I like to call seeds and nuts biological batteries. They recharge your muscles, feed your nerves, and help keep your heart beating steady and calm. One of my patients, Joe, 70 years old, a retired cross-country truck driver, used to complain about tingling in the soles of his feet after long drives. He said, "Doc, I don't really get cramps, but my feet feel disconnected, like they're not even mine anymore." I asked him, "Do you eat any nuts or seeds?" He gave me a shy little smile and said, "Not really. I just snack on salty stuff. It's easier." So we made a simple swap: unsalted roasted pumpkin seeds and a few walnuts. 2 months later, he walked back into my office smiling from ear to ear. "My feet feel so much better. I don't have to stomp them on the floor every morning to wake them up anymore." That's the power of magnesium, a mineral found in rich amounts in pumpkin seeds, 168 milligrams per ounce, almonds, 77 milligrams per ounce, and cashews, 74 milligrams per ounce. Magnesium helps your muscles relax after every contraction. Without it, they stay tight, more prone to cramps, especially at night or after movement. And here's something many people don't know. A lot of older adults in the US are low on magnesium and don't even realize it. Why? Partly because they're not eating enough greens, and partly because medications like diuretics or antacids can slowly drain magnesium from the body. But that's not the whole story. Nuts and seeds are also great sources of potassium. Pistachios give you about 290 milligrams of potassium per ounce. Almonds, 200 milligrams. Cashews, around 160 milligrams. Those numbers are enough to support healthy nerve-muscle communication, reduce cramps, and keep your legs feeling light and responsive. But what I really love about nuts, the healthy fats. Omega-3s in walnuts help reduce muscle inflammation and speed up recovery after activity. Monounsaturated fats in almonds and cashews improve blood flow, making sure your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to thrive. Have you ever heard the saying, "No circulation, no life"? Blood flow is like a second life for your muscles, and nuts, quite literally, are the silent couriers in that system. For older adults, I often say just one handful of seeds or nuts a day. Small but steady. That's about 20 almonds, or 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, or flax seeds, sprinkled on oatmeal, salads, yogurt, or simply eaten as a mid-morning snack. No need for a lot. No need for anything fancy. Just choose the right kind, unsalted and not deep-fried. Now, I know some people get nervous and ask, "Are nuts too fatty? Won't they make me gain weight?" But here's the truth. Nuts won't make you gain weight, as long as you eat them in moderation. They're full of fiber and good fats to help you feel full longer, which means fewer cravings for unhealthy snacks. And for older adults, what really matters is quality energy, not just the calorie count, right? If digestion is a concern, chew them well, drink water, or go for blended versions like nut butter or ground seeds in smoothies. Soaked flax or chia can also be added to oatmeal. Gentle, soothing, and easy on the gut. Nuts aren't just some trendy health food. They're timeless wisdom from nature wrapped in a tiny shell. And to me, every time I pick up an almond, it feels like I'm giving my body a tiny gift, a handful of love. So let me ask you, have you had your handful today? One handful to calm those nighttime cramps. one handful to restore strength to your aging legs, and one handful as a quiet message to yourself. You deserve to feel well. Not just to live longer, but to live beautifully, freely, and on your own terms. Let me ask you to remember something. Have you ever been fast asleep, resting peacefully, and suddenly you're jolted awake by a leg cramp that feels like a bolt of lightning? A tendon twisted too tight, like someone wrapped a wire around your calf and pulled. One of my patients, Esther, she's 75, once told me, "Doctor, it feels like someone's tightening a steel cable around my leg." She almost gave up her favorite morning Tai Chi class because she was afraid the cramps would come back. But you know what? It's not always about getting older. Sometimes it's something much simpler, something many people forget: potassium. And bananas, that soft yellow fruit we've all seen 1,000 times, might just be the key we've been missing. Bananas aren't just a dessert. In medicine, I call them nature's electrolyte balancer. One medium banana gives you about 420 milligrams of potassium, around 12% of your daily needs. So what is potassium really? It's the silent messenger between your nerves and muscles. It helps the electrical signals, the little messages from your brain, travel smoothly down to your arms and legs. Without enough potassium, those signals get scrambled, and that's when your muscles cramp, twitch, and lock up. I remember one morning I met Thomas, 67 years old, retired electrician. He told me that every time he got out of the car after a long drive, his legs were stiff and wouldn't straighten out. A blood test showed he was low on potassium, partly from the diuretics he took for high blood pressure, and partly because he avoided fruit. Too much sugar, he said. So I gave him a simple suggestion: one banana a day. No juicing, no pills, just the fruit. 2 weeks later, he came back with a grin. I drove 3 hours straight. This time, I stepped out of the car and walked. No crouching, no stiffness. But potassium isn't the only magic in a banana. They also contain magnesium, a mineral that helps your muscles relax and stay calm. Plus, every banana gives you vitamin B6, which supports your nervous system and helps produce red blood cells that carry oxygen to your muscles. When your muscles can breathe, when they get the oxygen and the signals they need, they stop fighting back with nighttime cramps. I always tell my patients, eat a banana like you're soaking up a bit of morning sunshine, meaning regularly, gently, as a small act of self-care. A banana in the morning helps your system get going. One in the afternoon helps refuel your muscles after a walk. And if you get nighttime cramps, try having one about an hour before bed and follow it with a glass of water. It helps rebalance your electrolytes and encourages deeper, more peaceful sleep. Of course, nothing works for everyone. If you have diabetes, I recommend eating bananas with a bit of fiber, maybe a few almonds or a slice of whole grain toast. It slows down sugar absorption and helps stabilize your blood sugar. Still worried about the natural sugar in bananas? Just remember this: you're choosing a sweet food that comes packed with minerals and vitamins, not added chemicals or syrups. To me, bananas are one of the smartest foods nature ever gave to older adults. They're easy to digest, easy to carry, and they work gently yet effectively. But maybe more important than all of that, bananas give you back a sense of control. You don't have to wait on a pill. You just choose one small healthy habit every day. Have you had your banana today? One banana to soothe that midnight stomachache. One banana to help your muscles relax and respond. And one banana as a soft reminder to yourself. Growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means learning how to love your body just a little more. Let me begin with a gentle question for you. How much water have you had today? Not coffee, not black tea, just plain, cool, beautifully simple water. It sounds easy, doesn't it? But after more than 30 years as a doctor, I've learned something important. One of the most common reasons older adults suffer from leg cramps, muscle aches, irregular heartbeats, or even dizziness is dehydration. I remember one morning a 78-year-old gentleman came to see me. He said, "Doctor, I eat well. I take my medications on time, but every night I still wake up with cramps in my legs. Why? So I asked him, how much water do you drink in a day? And he answered, only when I feel thirsty. So I gently told him, and now I want to tell you too. If you feel thirsty, your body is already dehydrated. And as we get older, that thirst signal doesn't ring as loud as it used to. Water is the peaceful river that nourishes every organ in your body. When you don't have enough of it, your blood thickens, your circulation slows, your muscles get less oxygen. And when they can't breathe, they rebel. Cramps, stiffness, pain. You wake up at 2 a.m. clutching your leg in discomfort. See? Even a small lack of water can throw your whole system off balance. But water isn't just about muscles. It helps your kidneys flush out waste, keeps your mind clear, lubricates your joints, lightens the load on your heart, and yes, it even helps your skin glow from the inside out. A close colleague once told me, water is the cheapest medicine most of my patients refuse to take. I smiled, but with a little sadness because it's true. We care so much about everything else, supplements, zinc, fancy equipment, but we forget the most simple thing. A glass of water at the right time in the right amount can calm an entire tired nervous system. So, how much is enough? I usually recommend drink at least 6 to 8 cups of water a day. Not all at once, just little sips here and there throughout your day. Don't like plain water? That's okay. Try this. Add a slice of lemon, a few mint leaves, thin slices of cucumber or strawberry. Looking for something more electrolyte friendly? Natural coconut water is a great option, full of potassium, magnesium, and a touch of sodium to help rebalance your inner rhythm without the chemicals in sports drinks. But here's what most people forget. Water and electrolytes are a team. You can drink plenty of water, but if you sweat a lot, take diuretics, or don't get enough minerals from your food, your body can still feel dry on the inside. That's why I always recommend hydrating along with drinking water regularly, eating foods rich in electrolytes like bananas, leafy greens, nuts, yogurt, and vegetable soups. And if needed, talking to your doctor about light, sugar-free electrolyte supplements designed for older adults. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Lynn, age 65. Every afternoon, she told me she felt disconnected, like something wasn't right inside, but she couldn't explain why. We tried a few things. Then one day, she started keeping a water bottle beside her favorite chair while she read. She sipped, slowly, consistently. A few weeks later, she smiled and said, "Turns out I didn't need medicine, I just needed water." You see? Sometimes we don't need more. We just need to return to what our body has always needed. Something we had when we were young, but lost somewhere in the rush of life. To listen, to care, and to take a loving sip of water. Have you had enough water today? If not, go ahead, stand up and pour yourself a glass. No pressure, no rush. Just because. You deserve it. Health is a journey, and water is your very first and most loyal companion. If today's message touched your heart, leave a comment below or share this video with someone you care about. Let's remind more people that taking care of your health doesn't begin with pills. It begins with a glass of water. Dear friend, if you stayed with me this far into the video, please allow me to say something straight from the heart. Thank you. Not just for taking the time to hear me talk about eggs, bananas, or a handful of almonds, but for something much more meaningful. For choosing, at any age, to live a little healthier. For choosing to love yourself just a little more each day. I've been in this field for over 30 years, and if there's one truth I've come to understand, It's this. Health doesn't come from big dramatic gestures. It comes from the small, quiet choices we make over and over again. A boiled egg in the morning, not just because it's convenient, but because it's your way of telling your muscles, you matter to me. A banana before bed, not just to stop a leg cramp, but to give your nervous system a peaceful night's rest. A handful of seeds, a bowl of greens, not because it's what we're supposed to do, but because you understand. Every cell in your body deserves to be nourished. I've seen people in their 80s walking tall, minds sharp, eyes bright, and I've seen others in their 60s who feel like they're 90, tired, foggy, dependent. The difference? It's not in the genes. It's not about wealth. It's about what they choose to do every single day. The small habits, the quiet routines. Maybe you're thinking, but I'm older now. Isn't it too late? Let me tell you, it is never too late. Your body isn't asking for perfection. It's just asking you to come back, to listen, to be kind. Good nutrition won't replace all your medications, but it might help you need a little less. A nourishing meal won't fix everything, but it can open the door to healing. My friend, I don't just want you to live longer. I want you to live fully, with strong, steady legs, a sharp and focused mind, a life where you no longer fear the night because of cramps or tingling you don't understand. So let's remember the 5 close friends we met today. Leafy greens, to improve circulation and nourish your muscles. Eggs, to restore strength and support your nervous system. Bananas, to balance electrolytes and ease nighttime cramps. Nuts and seeds, to fight inflammation and build resilience. Water, simple but essential to everything your body does. If you take away just one message from today, let it be this. Taking care of your health is not a sacrifice. It is an act of love. Love for yourself, so you can love your family a little longer. Love for yourself, so you can live freely, independently, and joyfully. Before we go, I want to ask you one last question. Tomorrow, how will you start your day? A bowl of greens? An egg? A warm glass of water? Whatever it is, if you choose it with intention, you've already taken a step towards better health. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next message made just for you. Wishing you strength, peace, and a beautiful journey ahead.